Good afternoon, boating fans, and we're now on to preparing to paint the cowling. This is the part of the engine that you really see. Underneath here is where the engine will sit. So this sits right on the top of the engine. It's made of fiberglass, and it's really succumbed to about 40 or 50 years of weather. And there's bubbling on the fiberglass. I've rubbed it down best I can, but there is, when you make a fiberglass mould, the first thing you put down is a gel coat, and that really is a layer of fiberglass, and then you lay the matting underneath. But some of that has come up, and we've got to reapply the gel coat so that we can sand it down onto here. Also on here, the ends have been damaged. You can see that there. The ends have been worn away or cracked, so we're going to re-fiberglass that. I'm going to show you how we do that, and then we're going to paint. It's not too smelly. Right, here we go, and we're just going to paint this on the area. You can see it there, little area that was proud, a couple of areas here, and this is just building up sort of what we call a gel coat. Now we're going to be looking at repairing the corners of the cowl. This is the engine cowl, and as you saw yesterday, I applied some resin, some epoxy resin to the areas to build it up as a sort of a gel coat, and that's busy setting. It's sort of dry now, but we're going to allow it to set for a few days, and we're going to work on these corners now. If you look at these corners, they're basically just worn through. Don't quite know how. There's one there, and there's one on that side as well. If we turn it over, you might be able to see it a little bit better. So if I just turn the camera around, you might see this a bit better here. So that's how they look, and we're going to just for now we're going to get a Dremel bit, and we're going to clean the areas up. I've just purchased some fiberglass. This is the fiberglass matting, and we're going to cut some fiberglass matting, and we're going to apply them into the corners, and then we can dress them up and okay, so now we've cleaned up the areas, the corners. You can see here, we've just cleaned up with a Dremel each of the corners, so they look a little bit like this. And now we're going to make a mould. To make a mould out of polymorph of the corners, we boil up some water. This looks very strange, but we boil up some water, and then we add the polymorph. This is the polymorph. I'm going to do it one-handed because I'm holding the camera, but we pour in polymorph. Now, what is polymorph? You'll see it here. It's basically a plastic that you can mould yourself, and after it gets hot, it looks quite strange when it comes out, but it looks like this. And we're going to put that on a towel, I think. Let me get a towel. I'm going to plonk this on a towel, and this here is then a big lump of plastic. You can see that it just becomes, so it goes from hard plastic into a mouldable plastic. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of this, just a section. Again, I'm doing it one-handed, and we're going to mould the outside shape of the corner. So let me just try and do this, show you how we do this. So we're going to stick this on here, and we're going to mould the outside shape of the corner. I'll do it a bit thicker. We stick that round there, we push that out there, and there we have the corners of our end. We get the other piece. Get the other piece stuck to the fork. We get this part, and we put this around this corner, like this. And when that gets cool, that will give us the edge to build up the fiberglass. So they're the little corners that we have the epoxy resin to. I'm going to cut off some of the hairs. Some of this is a bit long, so we're just going to trim that up. Looking like that. That looks a bit better. So we're going to now apply the resin to the corners. Just going to dab it in. No big deal here. Get it into the corner. Okay, so the next job, it's been a day now. This is the morning after, and we're going to just remove this this bundle like this, and there you see the corner that we're going to be trimming up, and we'll trim that up and then apply some more fiberglass matting over the outside. Okay, so now we've put the fiberglass on. What we're going to do is we're going to just wrap it in cling film. Just got a big roll of cling film that we use for packaging, and basically we stretch it over the corner just so that it holds all the fiberglass down and gives a smooth surface so that it doesn't all stick out. And you can see it's here, and we just wrapped it around, and fiberglass doesn't stick to cling film. Don't know why that is, but it doesn't. So once it's dried, we're going to take it off and we're going to see what it looks like. So that's the end of the fiberglass. Okay, so now we've allowed it to dry overnight, and as you can see, the cling film we've taken off, the shrink wrap that we've taken off, and here you can see that it's all dried. It's nice and smooth. We need to dress it up a bit, but the corner is very, very strong now. Now, a lot of people have said to us, so if you can feel this, this is a very strong corner. A lot of people just said, why don't you just fill it with some isopon? Well, we could have done that, but these corners were damaged in the past for a reason. They're very susceptible to damage, and isopon and all the car filler, I feel, is just going to dent up. So we really do want to put what was originally on there, really, which was a fiberglass corner that makes it very, very strong. And as this is an original restoration, we thought that we would do it the proper way. So there we are. I'm going to dress it up now and just get it ready for priming. So here is the completed cowl. It's all been painted now. It's come out pretty good. I mean, there's a few blemishes, but overall it's okay. What I've done on the inside, I've just painted that by hand. No one would worry about that, so I've just painted that in by hand. I've cut a few little areas away to clear the metalwork, which I shall touch up with a bit of paint when I've got time. But the top has all been painted now, all nice and shiny. I've still got to rub it down slightly and make it a bit smoother. You can see some drips on it. I've got plenty of paint on there, so it's looking good. So that's it, really. There's a before and after, but it really gives you an idea of the sort of work that goes into restoring a fiberglass cowl. So we're now going to go on to the next part. Thank you very much.